Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and visionaries from around the globe. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. Welcome to the closing ceremony of the International Innovation Festival INNOFEST 2026. To ensure the seamless flow of today's virtual ceremony, we kindly request all attendees to ensure that your microphone on your laptops, computers, and mobile devices remain muted throughout the session. Thank you for your kind cooperation. Before we officially begin, let us preview the itinerary for this morning. We will start today with the first keynote address 1, delivered by Professor Dr. Tan Ka-soon from Beibul Gulf University, China, followed by keynote address 2 by Professor Anthony James C. Bautista, PhD PME from University of Santo Tomas, Philippines, and keynote address 3 by Dr. Zulkifli Ismail from University Technology Brunei, UTB, Brunei Darussalam. Afterwards, the event will proceed with a welcoming address from Mr. Muhammad Sahran Alias Awang bin Mohidin, Director of Polytechnic Sandakan Sabah, Malaysia, and Dr. Rafika SEMM, Deputy Director of Polytechnic Negeri Nunukan, Indonesia, succeeded by an officiating speech from Dr. Shahiza binti Ahmad Zainuddin, Director of Research and Innovations, Department of Polytechnic and Community Colleges Education, Malaysia, and the climax, which is the official announcement of our INNOFEST 2026 winners. We will comment shortly at approximately 8:30 a.m. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we shall now kickstart our ceremony with our esteemed keynote speaker. It is time to tune in and withdraw inspiration from our first keynote speaker. presenting a timely address entitled Vival Aquaculture for Omega-3 Long-Chain PUFA Production, Opportunities and Challenges. Please put your virtual hand together for Professor Dr. Tan Ka-sun from Bebu Gulf University, China.
Oh, hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tan Ka-sun from Bebu Gulf University. First of all, thank you to the organizing community for inviting me to deliver a keynote presentation at this wonderful event, the International Innovations Festival 2026. And this is the title of my today keynote presentations. Biwaf Aquaculture for Omega-3 Long-Chain PUFA Productions, with a special focus on opportunity and challenges. And this is actually a brief summary of part of my works for the past 5 years. So in these presentations, I will briefly go through some of the main findings of my works. This is the contents of my today presentations, which includes a brief introduction. And then here I have two major sections. Number one is the potentials of biwap aquaculture as a future source of sustainable natural omega-3 long-chain PUFA. And then the second part, the challenges of commercial scale biwap aquaculture, followed by a brief conclusions. As we all know that omega-3 long-chain PUFA has many beneficial effects on health, including reduced inflammations, improved immunity, reduced cancer risk, and many more. Traditionally, humans have relied on wild capture fishery to obtain omega-3 long-chain PUFA. With the increase in the human populations, fish aquaculture has become an alternative source for the dietary omega-3 long-chain PUFA. With the increasing demand for aquaculture products, unsustainable marine ingredients, especially fish meal and fish oil, have been replaced by a more sustainable alternative from the land, which are very low in omega-3 long-chain PUFA. As a result, the lipid quality of aquaculture product was partially impaired and reducing the overall ratios of the omega-3 to omega-6. The negative effects of low dietary omega-3 to omega-6 include increased the risk of various cancers and all inflammatory diseases. In order to overcome these challenges, there are several potential alternative natural sources of omega-3 long-chain PUFA, including we obtain it from phytoplankton, from zooplankton, and also from biwap. But in these presentations, I will only focus on biwap, as biwap are rich in omega-3 long-chain PUFA. Biwap can be mass produced with a relatively lower cost compared to fish aquaculture, and it is more sustainable. Then we conducted a meta-analysis to explore the potentials of biwap aquaculture as an alternative future source of sustainable omega-3 long-chain PUFA, by analyzing the lipid profile of various commercially important biwap. Here, table number 1 summarizes the omega-3 long-chain PUFA contents of some representative biwap. As we can see here, most biwap are rich in omega-3 long-chain PUFA, with most biwap having much higher levels of EPA, DHA, the main components of the long-chain PUFA, than many other seafood. It is worth noting that the EPA and DHA contents of oyster are very high, comparable to salmon. And these informations have been summarized and published in Food Chemistry. Given that oysters are rich in omega-3 long-chain PUFA, we narrow our focus to oyster lipid quality. Based on our extensive literature search, we identified around 2,500 relevant articles, but only 113 reports report the complete fatty acid profile that These 113 were used for our critical analysis. We found that the EPA and DHA contents of oyster is around 26%, which is significantly higher than that of the freshwater fish, most marine fish, sea cucumber, and shrimp. For the further details can be found in this article published in Review in Aquaculture, recently published in 2025 by our team. Although mollusk aquaculture accounts for about 21% of the total aquaculture productions, but more than 90% of the global marine bivalve productions come from Asia, especially from China. Since the late 1990s, the productions of bivalve in other countries has been declining or persisting, mainly due to insufficient seed supply and occasionally recruitment failure of the natural bivalve stock. In fact, many coastal countries, especially those at a high latitudes, have great potentials for developing bivalve aquaculture. Therefore, we have reasons to believe that the expansions of bivalve farming worldwide fulfill some, if not all, of the growing omega-3 demand. Based on the bivalve aquaculture productions data from FAO reports 2012 to 2022, we estimated that the global productions level of EPA and DHA from bivalve aquaculture is about 14,000 tons per year and can meet the dietary needs of 79 million healthy adults. For further information, you can look for this article published in Food Chemistry. In addition to increase the productions of omega-3 long-chain pupa, minimizing the loss of omega-3 long-chain pupa during food processing and cooking, also an important strategy to increase the availability of the omega-3 long-chain pupa to the final consumer. This is due to the fact that cooking and storage processes can cause alterations in the lipid contents and fatty acid profile of fish and shellfish. Based on the results of our meta-analysis, from the perspective of lipid nutritional quality, baking and steaming are the most recommended cooking methods for fish and shellfish respectively, while it is strongly not recommended to fry seafood with margarine. For cold storage, 3 days and 2 weeks are the maximum storage periods for refrigerations and frozen storage respectively. This info has been summarized and published in 2 articles in Food Chemistry Act. And now come to the second part of my presentation, which is to discuss the major challenge of commercial scale bivalve aquaculture. Mass mortality outbreaks of bivalve have become more and more common around the world. Mass mortality of bivalve may be caused by various environmental or physiological factors. Therefore, climate change drivers are the major potential threat associated with the mass mortality of bivalve. First and foremost, oceans warming can cause mass mortality of bivalve by reducing dissolved oxygen level, enhance the growth and proliferations of harmful algae and pathogens that associate with the deadly disease or toxic. Table number 2 summarizes some of the bivalve mass mortality episodes associated with the low dissolved oxygens. As we can see here, low dissolved oxygens affect many different species of bivalve. Warming sea surface temperature cause changes in the biogeographical boundary of phytoplankton populations, leading to the spread of harmful algae species and pathogens to poleward. In addition, oceans warming may also expand the distributions of pathogens, increase their toxicity, and prolong the seasonal cycle of disease. On the other hand, global warming also affects the physiological status of bivalve, increasing their susceptibility to pathogens infections. And this part has been summarized and published as a book chapter in the Review of Environmental Contaminations and Toxicology. In addition, oceans warming also reduce the omega-3 long-chain pupa in bivalve. This is evidence from our meta-analysis evaluating the fatty acid profile of different bivalve from different regions and time. We found that the effects of global warming on lipid contents and lipid indices of bivalve are highly dependent on the geographical region and bivalve, in which the largest negative impact was observed in the temperate bivalve, whereas much smaller negative impacts on other regions. For more information, and go for this article published in Critical Review in Food Science and Nutrition. Next, let's take a look at how oceans acidification affects bivalve aquaculture. In general, ocean acidifications can induce deadly bivalve disease outbreak, cause growth and development retardations in bivalve, and cause dissolutions of bivalve shell and reductions of the byssus strength. Table number 3 summarizes the effects of ocean acidifications on the immunology of bivalve. In general, ocean acidifications cause bivalve mass mortality by increasing the virulence of pathogens and reducing the bivalve hemocyte count. Table number 4 summarizes the effects of ocean acidifications on the biology of the bivalve. As we can see here, ocean acidifications mainly reduce the survival, growth, and calcification rate of bivalve. Table number 5 summarizes the effects of ocean acidifications on the shell and byssus of bivalve. Ocean acidifications mainly reduce the thickness and strength of the bivalve shell and byssus. And this part has been published in the Science of the Total Environment. Severe climate, such as severe winter, also affects bivalve aquaculture, mainly through inducing mass mortality of bivalve, negatively affects the reproductions of bivalve. Table number 6 summarizes the bivalve mass mortality episodes associated with the severe winter. As we can see here, severe winter caused mass mortality of many bivalve species. Table number 7 summarizes the effects of severe winter on the bivalve reproductions. In general, severe winter mainly increases the energy allocations for reproductions, but at the same time, it also negatively affects the synchronizations of the spawning time, of which male and female bivalve spawn at the different times, and the release eggs would remain unfertilized. This result has been published in Aquaculture. Hyposalinity induced by the storm also affects bivalve aquaculture, especially cause mass mortality of bivalve and negatively affect the reproductions and recruitments of bivalve. Table number 8 summarizes the mass mortality episodes of bivalve associated with the severe storm. Table number 9 summarizes the effects of hyposaline on the reproductions and recruitments of bivalve. Here we can see that exposures of bivalve to hyposalinity mainly delay the gametogenesis, increase the deformation rates, and increase the predation rate of bivalve. And this part has been published in the Estuarines, Coastal, and Shelf Science. From the perspective of lipid quality, salinity changes significantly alter bivalve lipid quality. The responses varying by bivalve family and climate zone. In mussels, lipid quality was inversely correlated with the salinity shift in tropical regions, but positively correlated in the subtropical regions and unpredictable in the temperate regions. In clam, negative correlations between lipid quality and salinity shift was observed in both subtropical and temperate regions. For scallops in temperate regions, substantial salinity reductions lead to poor lipid quality, while in oyster, tropical species shells reduce lipid quality even with minor salinity increase. And this result has been published in NPJ Science of Food. In addition, another climate change driver, the hypoxia, also affects bivalve aquaculture, mainly through increased predations risk and negatively affects the immunity of bivalve. Table number 10 summarizes the cases in which hyposalinity increased predation risk. mainly through decreasing the burial depth, burial times, the valve closure times, and delay the response of bivalve to predator. Here, table number 11 summarize the negative effects of hypoxia on immunity of bivalve. As we can see here, hypoxia mainly decrease the total hemoglobin cells, decrease the phagocytosis, decrease the lysosomal contents, and increase the reactive oxygen species in the bivalve. And this finding has been published in Science of the Total Environment. While from the perspective of the lipid quality, the impacts of changing dissolved oxygens on bivalve nutrition varies by regions and species. Generally, lower dissolved oxygen levels negatively affects the lipid quality in tropical species, but can improve for temperate species. Subtropical species shows a mixed response, where a small dissolved oxygen decrease is detrimental, but the large one can be beneficial. While oysters are an exception, as the lipid quality decrease under low DO in all regions. While this result has been published in NPJ Science of Foods. Another major challenge is that climate change will significantly reduce the availability of the natural omega-3 long-chain purifier in the grazing food web, mainly through three ways. Number one, it decreased the total biomass of the phytoplankton and shift the plankton community structure to a smaller size, which reduce the biomass of animals in the higher tropics, meaning that more and more phytoplanktons become too small, which cannot be eaten by the plankton feeder. Then number two, it reduced the omega-3 long-chain purifier content and also the long-chain purifier quality, especially the omega-3 to omega-6 ratio of all marine organisms. At the same time, it also reduced the transfer efficiency of omega-3 long-chain purifier in a grazing food web. So all these combinations of these three ways further decrease the omega-3 long-chain purifier in the grazing food web. It transfer more omega-3 long-chain purifier to the microbial food chains. And this part has been published in the Progress in Lipid Research. So as a conclusion, most bivalve are good source of high quality omega-3 long-chain purifier, especially oyster, which is beneficial to human health. The main challenges of the bivalve aquaculture are the recruitment of the mass mortality outbreak, especially those caused by changes of environment. Therefore, most bivalve mass mortality are directly related to climate change, such as global warming, ocean acidifications, changes in reserve oxygen, salinity, as well as the severe winter. While some other are caused by the change effects of climate change, such as disease outbreak or the blooms of the harmful algae. And due to the time constraints, I cannot cover every details in this presentation, but I have listed some of the major publications on this slide. If anyone here interested in my work, you are very welcome to send me an email at tankasuns@bbgu.edu.china. And that's all from me. Thank you very much. Thank you.
we extend our heartfelt gratitude to Prof. Dr. Tan Kasun for delivering such an insightful and enriching presentation. Thank you, Doctor.
Moving forward seamlessly to our second keynote session, let us welcome Professor Anthony James C. Bautista, PhD, PMA, MBA from University of Santo Tomas, Philippines, to deliver his address entitled Innovation in Service Robots for Changing Society. The floor is yours, Professor.
Good day, everyone. I am Dr. Anthony James C. Bautista from the Faculty of Engineering of University of Santo Tomas in the Philippines. It's an honor to be part of the program INNOFEST 2026. Today, I will be sharing to you our innovation in the area of agricultural robotics. Coming from a family of rice farmers in the Philippines, I know how difficult it is to plant rice, especially during hot, sunny days. That is the reason why we developed a certain technology. We call it as a Grotis navigation system that aims to help farmers to ease their burden in planting rice. And we hope that this technology can be useful not only in the Philippines, but also in other ASEAN countries. In my presentation, I'll be sharing to you a little bit about my background, how I became a mechanical engineer, and eventually working in the area of robotics. I will also be sharing our process in developing robots from scratch. And I know all of us, all the innovators, want our technology to be out in the market. So in my presentation, I will be sharing also the commercialization process that we are following in our technology. I believe that every one of us has that defining moment, a decision moment, wherein we decided to choose our career. And for me, that started when I was 9 years old, when I had my first invention. I remember putting together a small custom device that can be used to convert an electric fan to a cassette rewinder. During the hot summer days in the Philippines, I would use the fan to cool me. And whenever I wanted to listen to my favorite song, I can just convert this device into a cassette rewinder. When my father saw me using this device, he told me that if you want to invent things, you should pursue mechanical engineering. And true enough, I took up mechanical engineering and eventually developed and invent many things for a changing society. Today, I lead a team of researchers in our AIM laboratory, Active Intelligent Machines Laboratory. And in our laboratory, we are developing many autonomous systems for ground vehicles, aerial vehicles, surface vehicles, and we are also developing robots for disaster response. And one area closest to my heart is educational robots. Good day, everyone. I am Dr. Anthony James C. Bautista from the Faculty of Engineering of University of Santo Tomas in the Philippines. It's an honor to be part of the program INNOFEST 2026. Today, I will be sharing to you our innovation in the area of agricultural robotics. Coming from a family of rice farmers in the Philippines, I know how difficult it is to plant rice, especially during hot, sunny days. That is the reason why we developed a certain technology. We call it as a Grotis navigation system that aims to help farmers to ease their burden in planting rice. And we hope that this technology can be useful not only in the Philippines, but also in other ASEAN countries. In my presentation, I'll be sharing to you a little bit about my background, how I became a mechanical engineer, and eventually working in the area of robotics. I will also be sharing our process in developing robots from scratch. And I know all of us, all the innovators, want our technology to be out in the market. So in my presentation, I will be sharing also the commercialization process that we are following in our technology. I believe that every one of us has that defining moment, a decision moment, wherein we decided to choose our career. And for me, that started when I was 9 years old, when I had my first invention. I remember putting together a small custom device that can be used to convert an electric fan to a cassette rewinder. During the hot summer days in the Philippines, I would use the fan to cool me. And whenever I wanted to listen to my favorite song, I can just convert this device into a cassette rewinder. When my father saw me using this device, he told me that if you want to invent things, you should pursue mechanical engineering. And true enough, I took up mechanical engineering and eventually developed and invent many things for a changing society. Today, I lead a team of researchers in our AIM laboratory, Active Intelligent Machines Laboratory. And in our laboratory, we are developing many autonomous systems for ground vehicles, aerial vehicles, surface vehicles, and we are also developing robots for disaster response. And one area closest to my heart is educational robots. So let us define what robot is. If you look at textbooks and search in the internet, there are many terminologies or definitions about robots. But today, I will give you a very fundamental definition of what robot is. Robots are basically machines that have capability to make smart decisions. This is done by robots by means of sensors that interact to its environment. The second definition that I will give you about robots that it is designed to displace humans from 3D working environment. And what is this 3D working environment? These 3D working environments are environments that are dirty, working environments that are dull, and also dangerous. There are many benefits of learning robotics, not only to the researchers, but also to the students that are taking up robotics. First, it improves teamwork and communication skills. No one builds a robot alone. It forces researchers, students, and engineers to collaborate to make a single system work. Second, robotics triggers creativity and imagination. When you are trying to solve an unconventional problem, you have to think outside of the box to decide something completely new. Third, it enhances problem-solving skills. In robotics, things rarely work perfectly during the first time. Because of this, it teaches resilience and structured troubleshooting. Fourth, robotics develops critical thinking. You have to analyze data, anticipate errors, and make logical connections between hardware and software. Lastly, to learn robotics, we have to learn multidisciplinary skills. Skills in mechanical engineering, electronic engineering, electrical engineering, and software engineering. Before we move further, let us discuss the elements of a robot. As defined earlier, a robot is a machine designed to displace humans from 3D working environments. Those are environments that are dull, dirty, and dangerous. First, we have the base machine. This can be absolutely any mechanical system that you want to develop, automate, or upgrade to become intelligent. As you can see in this presentation, I'll be using a tractor as a representation of my base machine. Next is the brain. This consists of microcontrollers and microprocessors. The microcontroller manages the real-time instantaneous tasks like reading electronic signals or telling a motor to stop. On the other hand, the microprocessor handles the heavy computational processing, such as calculating complex navigation tasks. To make smart decisions, the brain needs data, and that comes from our sensors. Sensors act as the robot's eyes, ears, and senses of tasks, allowing it to perceive its environment, measure distances, and detect obstacles. Once the brain processes the data coming from the sensors, it executes an action through the actuators. Actuators are the muscles of the robot. These are your electric motors. It can be hydraulic cylinders or servo motors that physically turn the steering wheel, rotate a wheel, or lift heavy attachments. We also have the display. This can be a high-resolution monitor, or even a simple LED indicator light can be considered to be a display. A display serves as a graphical user interface, or GUI, giving human operator a clear window about what is happening inside a robot. Finally, none of these components will work without a power supply, which comes from a battery. There are many types of batteries available today, such as lead acid, lithium ion, or lithium iron phosphate. As innovators, we have to carefully evaluate our specific application to determine what type of battery that will give us the best balance of weight, power capacity, safety, and operational lifespan. When we harmoniously integrate all of these elements of a robot, the brain, the actuator, the sensors, the power supply, and the display to a base machine, we transition a basic base machine into an intelligent robot, ready to solve a certain problem in the society. How do we build a robot? Many people think that it begins in a high-tech laboratory with a complex solution. But basically, building a robot starts by identifying a problem, a simple, everyday problem that you or the people around you encounter. Once we identify a problem, the very next step we must do is to go outside of the field and talk to our actual users of the technology. We call this as customer validation. This is a very critical step because, according to many studies, the number one failure of any innovator worldwide is spending years of developing a technology that nobody wants. Once the problem is validated, we move to building a prototype, or sometimes we call this as the minimum viable product, or MVP. We use this MVP to get feedback from our customers or potential users. And then we learn from their feedback that we use to customize or improve our MVP. So this goes in a cycle until we come up with the best solution for our customers. Sometimes, as innovators, we want to build a highly complicated machine with full of features. By following this approach that I'm presenting to you right now, we have to first build a simple device that we can show to our customers or potential users and learn from their feedback by observing them, talking to them, asking them about their comments on the device that we are presenting. And we can use their feedback and comments to improve our design. Maybe they only need a certain specific feature in our technology. The lesson here is build a prototype early, get it into the hands of our users, learn from their feedback, and iterate or pivot until we reach the best solution. In building a robot, we balance two parallel tracks, and we have to harmonize the hardware and the software. The hardware is the physical body. These are the joints, the links, chassis, and wiring diagrams that give the robot its structure. On the other hand, the software is the invisible intelligence, the algorithms, the control code, the logic loop that tells the hardware how to behave. The magic happens when we were able to integrate the hardware and software. We upload the code to our microcontroller or microprocessor, power up the sensors, and see if the digital commands translate accurately into physical movement. This brings us to the final critical loop of innovation, testing and modification. We deploy our integrated prototype in the field. It will encounter issues like a motor overheating, a sensor might misread sunlight, or the code might crash. When that happens, we don't give up. We take the data, modify our software, adjust our hardware, and go back to the prototyping phase. We run this loop repeatedly until we come up with a working and useful robot. And this is the process, the fundamental process that we are following in order to build a robot that is useful and functional in the society. Let me show you an example of a problem. As you can see, there is a farmer working using his tractor. The working environment is dirty. The farmer spends hours working in a muddy field. It is dull because the farmer just walks up and down the field, guiding the tractor while doing agricultural tasks. And it is also dangerous. We can see the farmer working under the heat of the sun, exposed to extreme physical fatigue in a vibrating tractor, working repetitively up and down the field. Maybe this type of work can be handled by a robot that is designed to work in a dirty, dull, and dangerous working environment, while the farmer manages the technology from a safe and convenient location. After identifying this problem, our team went out of the laboratory and talked to our potential users, potential customers, and to our local farmers. to validate if there is really a problem, a pressing problem that needs to be solved by a robotic technology. Through this approach, we were able to validate the real pain points of our local farmers. This experience provided us with the necessary confidence that our technology was built for them, and we are building the technology with our local farmers. With this information, our team developed the Agrotis navigation system. The Agrotis navigation system is a device that you can easily install to a commercially available hand tractor so that you can convert it to become fully autonomous, wherein the farmer will just manage the tractor in a very convenient location in the field. Basically, this system uses waypoint navigation. It uses GPS to determine the latitude and longitude of the waypoints in the field. The technology also uses a compass. The compass is used to determine the orientation of the tractor with respect to the magnetic north. So with 3 satellites available, we can use this information to determine the waypoint wherein the tractor will follow while doing agricultural tasks like plowing, tilling, or flattening the field. We incorporated important features in this technology. It is a GPS-guided system. The farmer can also operate it manually using radio frequency or manual control. We also included robust safety system wherein the farmer can shut off the tractor in case of emergency. And a very important feature for this system is that the farmer can now operate multiple tractors simultaneously in the field. We commissioned the Agricultural Machinery Testing Evaluation Center of the Philippines, or the AMTEC, and based from their evaluation, our system, when installed to a commercially available tractor, has able to outperform the traditional method of land preparation using carabao or a manual hand tractor operated by a farmer. Our system has able to reach 20 hours per hectare field capacity compared with 44 hours per hectare for carabao and 31.25 hours per hectare for a manually guided tractor. In terms of field efficiency, our system has able to reach 80%, 23.53% for carabao, and 61.50% for hand tractor. As you can see from the test conducted by AMTEC, our system has able to outperform the performance of traditional methods used for land preparation. So in order for us to make sure that this technology goes out in the hands of our local farmers, we customize a business model suited for our local farmer in order for them to adopt this technology. In our business model, we will deploy a Agrotis navigation system to farm cooperatives all over the Philippines, wherein these tractors can be rented by our local farmers, and based from our calculation, 25 kilograms per hectare rental payment of harvested rice is sufficient to cover all expenses for land preparation. And this will be the rental payment for the services of our Agrotis navigation system. We developed this business model with our partners from the Philippine Rice Research Institute, or PhilRice, and our partners from International Rice Research Institute, or IRI. Our ultimate goal is to offer this Agrotis navigation system into a real-world product so that many of our farmers can benefit from this technology. To fully convert a technology to a fully commercialized technology, we must reach a TRL level 9 and IRL level 9. With this, our technology is ready for deployment, and we will also validate its impact in terms of investment readiness level. At this point, I am proud to share that our technology have reached TRL level 7, meaning our system has undergone successful operational demonstration in actual field. Commercially, we are sitting at IRL level 8, where we have validated our high-fidelity prototype, established our sustainable business model, and verified the critical financial metrics that matter for our technology. Looking at this diagram, we can see that we still have to work more to reach level 9. It is a challenging task, but we are pushing forward every single day. because we know that reaching our goal means many local farmers can benefit from our technology. Bringing the service robot to the market is a result of highly collaborative effort from different specializations. And I also would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to my dedicated team of experts, co-researchers, engineers, and partners. They are working behind the scenes to develop systems that translate to a commercial, useful product for our potential users. And I want to end with this quote. The best way to predict the future is to invent it. We do not have to sit back and passively wait to see what tomorrow will bring us. What we can do is to go out of our comfort zone, look at the everyday problems around us, and use our creativity to invent a better, smarter, and more sustainable future. Once again, thank you very much to all the organizing committee, to my fellow engineers, innovators, to our student attendees. Thank you for inviting me to this INNOFEST 2026. And it's a pleasure and honor to share to you a part of the things that we do in innovating robots for the needs of the society. I hope that we work together, hand in hand, we can contribute and provide solutions to the needs of our society. Thank you very much once again.
We would like to extend our deepest appreciations to Professor Anthony James C. Bautista for delivering a speech that was incredibly impactful and inspiring for all innovators present today.
Moving forward to our third keynote session, let us welcome Dr. Zulkifli Ismail from University of Technology Brunei, Brunei Darussalam, to deliver his address entitled Integrating Islamic Value and Ethics into Sustainable TVET Education in Malaysia. The floor is yours, Doctor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamualaikum dan selamat sejahtera kepada semua. Terlebih dulu saya ingin mengucapkan berbanyak terima kasih kepada pihak penganjur atas kesudian menjemput saya untuk menyampaikan ucap pertama dalam INNOFEST 2026 pada tahun ini. Saya mohon izin untuk menyampaikan ucap pertama dalam bahasa Inggeris. Mohon beri semasa kepada saya untuk membuka ataupun kongsi presentation slide. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the topic of my session today is integrating Islamic values and ethics into sustainable TVET education in Malaysia. I choose the TVET education on the sustainability aspect to integrate if the Islamic values and then the suggestion how to be applied into the TVET education in Polytechnic in Malaysia. So as an introduction, TVET education actually one of the critical education sectors in Malaysia, and it plays a critical role in preparing workers to meet the demand of the industry 4.0, the digital transformation and the sustainable development. However, the aspect of sustainability of TVET education should not focus only on the technical competency, but also on the ethical responsibility, environmental stewardship, and the social well-being. So the Islamic values and ethics actually will provide the holistic framework for producing complement morally responsibility and sustainability of conscious graduate. In this presentation, we will discuss and I will share the dynamic curriculum that we have developed in our architecture program in Brunei Darussalam, and try to harmonize it with the Tibet education that I experienced before, so for my university now. So based on my research, I found that the sustainability of the education is the integration. There are two type of integrations. Is the process and also the integration of the approach. You can see in the slide there, there are two colors. On the right is the yellow, and on the left is blue colors. So the aspect of like the green skill, professional ethics, digital technology, and lifelong learning actually is related to the approach. While on the yellow one, the technical skill, the practical training, industry engagement, and the entrepreneurship is related more to the process. So how to integrate these two aspects to become the sustainable and effective Tibet? So in this presentation, I will share the existing pillars of our curriculum for architecture program. We are trying to achieve the RIBA validation for our program, which is the RIBA, or Royal British of Royal Institute of British Architects, stand for RIBA. Is embedded the sustainability in their curriculum. So this is the example of the PILO, Program Internet Learning Outcome, or I think in Malaysia they call it PLO. PILO for that integrate with the sustainable. As highlighted in bold for PILO 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 of 8 PILOs here, you can see that how is it integrate with the ethical and professional practice. For PILO 2, for PILO 3 with well-being, PILO 4 the sustainable communities, PILO 5 is health and life safety, PILO 6 is more focused on the community and end users, and last but not least is on the PILO 7 is on the social and the community issue. It also, you can see in the slide here, the word CDIO is here. The shadow is there. This is stand for conceive, design, implement, and operate. This is across all the pilots at the different stage. Consequently, conceive, design, implement, and operate. That I will explain further later. Okay, the CDIO, what is CDIO? Actually, this is the education that the focus or stresses the fundamental of Tibet. Not only that, it's also the set of contact of the CDIO itself, conceiving, designing, implementing, and operating ideas, process, and the system. So the CDIO in the context of ideas, process, and system. And the last one, CDIO is striving to make the Tibet education sustainable for students to retain in the program and the profession. Okay, in this presentation, I will share and explain the approach of Islamic values and ethic framework for sustainable Tibet education. That I will focus or demonstrate 5 things of the Islamic values and ethic, which is Khalifah, Amanah, Wasatiyah, Ihsan, and Maslahah. you can see what is meaning of the Khalifah there. Environmental stewardship, amanah related to ethical responsibility, wasatiyah, resource efficiency and balance. Ihsan is more to the excellence of the design of product, and maslahah related to the community well-being. And this approach of Islamic values and ethics framework for Tibet education, later I will integrate it with the CDIO in the Tibet program at Polytechnic Malaysia. So the content of my presentation today, there are 4 subtopics for the topic, for the title of this presentation. Sorry. How to go back. Okay. I'll be talking about sustainable awareness and observation, green skill and sustainable practice, ethical, technical competencies, and industry-based sustainable innovation. So the first, we will talking about sustainable awareness and observation, and is it related to the CDIO? So in this slide, you can see the word conceive here. It's a C. First C, conceive. Conceive is something at the beginning, the ideas to before starts something, the process of the education or the process of project, any activities in the teaching and learning. So at this stage, the sustainable awareness and observation stage, normally to make sure that it is sustainable, so student should do something related to the investigation at the conceive step, the first step. The first step is to investigate, to identify maybe the what you are going to investigate. This is the list of 6 aspects. Maybe Tibet student can do the activities of investigation of the environmental challenges around them. Maybe they can investigate what actually the challenges related to environment. And number 2, the resource consumption, because resource is something is like maybe tools, maybe the materials to produce something. So how about the consumption, resource consumption? You have to investigate as well. Number 3, the waste management, industrial waste management. To make it sustainable, we have to control, to reduce waste. To do it, it's first important to investigate and manage the waste aspect. And then also related to waste, number 4 is the related to energy consumption. Maybe the investigate the other option of the renewable energy practice for the process. Number 5, if related to the manufacturing, we have to think about the sustainable manufacturing, and not only the process of manufacturing, but at the end, who will be benefit of the product or something related to Tibet activities goes to the community. So identify what actually the community issues and so on. So all these 6 element of student have to investigate actually is related to the responsible stewardship of resources, or in the Islamic link we call it as Khalifah. Okay. Next, still in the concept, what activities we should do? after observation. Maybe these are 5 suggestions for field activities. Like as a visit or engage with the community. Community is something outside there to have engage with. Also observe the green technology. Do some audit of the environmental aspect and make a report. We call it sustainability report. So these are 5 activities you can carry out on the field, actually related to amanah, or something responsible collection and use of information. So this is all the data or information is very important for the next step of the design, implement, and operate. So this is the conceived stage is to observe and get the data or information. Okay, we go to number 2, green skills and sustainable practices. This stage we call it design. Design is something you create something. It's not only the product, but design can be a formula, can be a method. Something you can see and something you cannot see. Like something physical you can see, but maybe the method you cannot see yet. So which is the means of design. It's something. So what the core skill for the green Tibet? Green skills and sustainable practice. Later we call it green Tibet. What is the core skill? Here you have 6 skills suggested. It is related to energy efficiency, and the energy itself, how to make it renewable, the system, and then the third one is about sustainable construction. Use the word construction here. Maybe the other word maybe can be installation and so on. But construction is not only for building. Maybe the other product also maybe need to construct. So that about thinking about how is it can make it as a sustainable. And then smart manufacturing. Number 4. Number 5, circular economy practice. Actually related to the economy, the cost. How is it the concept of circular can be practiced. It's also one of the green Tibet skills. And the last one, but not least, is the waste minimization. Maybe it's related to the recycle, reuse, and so on. Okay, that's the 6 skills of Tibet. The third stage of the CDIO, implement. Implement is about something to running, to achieve. So the ethical technical competencies is actually the stage for the implement. We need to make sure that the implementation of the two elements, technical and ethical, should be parallel and should be comply into the implementation of the education in polytechnic. The competencies should be focused based on the technical excellence and professional ethics. Okay, for technical excellence, what I would like to suggest here is students develop their 4 things to be developed by student. The technical mastery. In order to make it excellent, you have to be masters in the technical aspect. Number 2, they will be able to solve problem. And but not only problem, they can have the capability to innovate something, innovation capability. And the last one, in line with the current technologies nowadays, is digital competency is very important. So all this development actually in Islam is related to ihsan. Ihsan means something, strive for excellence in anything we do. In this case, for Tibet education, we are focusing on the work and learning. Work in the book, because Tibet is more to the, it's not only the theory knowledge, but Tibet is only should be balanced in between skills and knowledge. So you can see here the example of the pictures of the building also. Maybe can be related to technical excellence, like the system of the structure, cladding, infill. All this one can be actually the ethical and technical competency can be applied in all the traits of the buildings, either structure, cladding, or the infill part. Okay. Next is the professional ethics. There are 4 topics related to this professional ethics: integrity, accountability, professional conduct, and the ethical decision making. This is for ethics is very important because this is considered as a amanah in Islamic link. Islamic therapeutic amanah. This is about the trustworthiness in professional practice. So we want to train we want to equip our students, train them not only on the physical aspect, but the to the social aspect, to Islamic values also important, to train them to become with the high integrity, accountability. They are professional in their areas, not only in the good skill, but they have also the good values, and they also can have the good ethical in any decision making in what they have made. So okay, I summarize all the professional ethics in the 3 circles there. Is Venn diagram. 3 circles that are overlapping between needs, contact, and form. So there's just 3 gaps actually important for professional ethics. Needs is actually related to the human needs. Contact is the more on the environment. When form is something where the our Tibet areas is focused on. We are producing product for deal with form, man-made form. But before what? For the contact, for the environment, for the users, for the other people, for the community, and also they have their own needs, certain needs. So this should be balanced to make sure this is the fulfill the amanah of ethical technical competencies. Okay, the last one is operate, related to industry-based sustainable innovation. So something, the process of production, manufacturing of the Tibet education product and so on, at the end should go to the stage to be able to operate, able to use, able as a certain function. It's not just only a product without function. So we cannot say that the product, maybe it's just more on the sculpture. You can see, but you know, there's no functionality. So in this operate aspect, will be highlighted into two aspects. The industry collaboration and the sustainable innovation project. Okay, the three aspect, and also the digitalization industry 4.0. So industry collaboration is related to outside classroom. We train our student in the campus, in the space, in the lab. Is still considered as a lab work. So how is it to make sure that it can be operated to the community? So they should have something related to the so-called industry collaboration. So we have to send our students to the real world. So the example here, there are 4 industry collaboration outside the classroom, outside the lab, outside the campus, such as apprenticeship, work-based learning, industrial training, and the collaborative project. Okay. So the example here, I think some of this industry collaboration is ongoing by the polytechnics and college community. I think last time we have tried to apply work-based learning with the industry. I think still on lah. There's WBL approach. Industrial training is not new. When I was polytechnic student last time, we went for industrial training for 6 months, 1 semester. And then I think maybe early collaborative project need to be enhanced. This is important as well. Especially now polytechnic offering degree program. So this collaborative project is very important. So this collaboration, we call it under maslahah, creating values for society and industry. Okay, next is sustainable innovation project. Okay, the last part here is a collaborative project. So how to make it the project is sustainable and innovative project. So there are 4 examples here. Maybe can we consider to make it the project sustainable? The renewable energy system. Energy is a big topic nowadays. Talking about how to reduce the energy. And renewable energy is one of the option. Number 2, smart agriculture. This is good for PSS because the niche area is agriculture. So agriculture from traditional to become smart using all the machines, the technology, AI, and so on. It's now growing in the agriculture. TVET education is the right institution of Tibet Polytechnic, especially to equip students with this knowledge and skill of smart architecture. And for manufacturing aspect of mechanical, electrical, it should be sustainable, consider the resources and so on. And then for green building, maybe for the environment like architecture and civil as well. Have to make sure the building will be the green, make it green. The building, the product, it should be green, less energy consumption, and provide the space, more comfort, and so on. And the last but not least, the circular economy initiative, maybe something related to the economic aspect. So this all called Khalifa, creating values for society industry again. And the last one for operation, this is the most important, and this is now related to the something that very fast development, which is digitalization in Industry 4.0. So there are a lot of digitalization Industry 4.0 in the Tibet areas. So I give 4 examples here. Maybe can be more. We're talking nowadays about AI, artificial intelligence, and IoT. But AI is more advanced. And also the automation in the manufacturing industry, in the building construction as well, and data analytics, maybe in the other areas like IT and so on. So these are 4 examples. Maybe the other example like 3D printing technology, reproduction, robotic, automation, robotic. These are this example. But if you study about the degree of industrialization, there are 5 stages too. From the purification, automation, robotic, manufacturing, and the highest one is the reproduction, something 3D printing. So all this digitalization and Industry 4.0 is related to Ihsan. How using technology responsibly for societal benefit. So equip our student with all the current technologies to make it our Tibet sustainable and benefit for the social. This is the last slide for my presentation today. Okay, I conclude my presentation into 3 conclusion. 3 point of conclusion here. The first, sustainable Tibet education is not solely about producing technical skill graduate, but it's about nurturing responsible individuals who contribute positively to society, to the industry, and to the environment. So it's not just focus on skills only, technical skills, but also other aspect is very important. Number 2, the Islamic values and ethics. This is the core of our my speech today. Such as the Khalifah, Amanah, Wasatiyah, Ihsan, and Maslahah. This will provide a comprehensive moral framework that complements sustainability principle and strengthen the holistic development of the future Tibet graduate in Malaysia. This is in my presentation just now. Is it showing that how this 5 element of Islamic ethics and value actually in line with the sustainable principle. It's a complement with sustainable principle, and not only complement, but also can strengthen the development of the Tibet graduate, because we need something values we equip with all the skills and knowledge, but values and ethics also important. Okay, so go to the third one, the last one. By integrating these values into the curriculum, teaching practices, industry engagement, and the community service, Tibet can produce competent, ethical, innovative, and sustainability conscious human capital capable of supporting Malaysia's sustainable development aspiration. That's all the conclusions, 3 conclusions from me for the speech session today. So I end of my presentation. Thank you very much to all for spending your time to listen to my presentation today. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullah and thank you.
We extend our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Zulkifli Ismail for delivering such an insightful and enriching presentation. Thank you, Doctor.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will begin our closing ceremony in just a few moments. We kindly invite you to settle into your seats as we prepare to begin in just a moment. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. The Honorable Dr. Shahiza binti Ahmad Zainuddin, Director of Research and Innovation, Department of Polytechnic and Community Colleges, Education Malaysia.
The Honorable Dr. Arkas Vidi SEMM, Director of Polytechnic Negeri Nunukan, Indonesia. The Honorable Mr. Muhammad Saran S. Awang bin Mohidin, Director of Polytechnic Sandakan, Sabah.
The Honorable Dr. Rafika SEMM, Deputy Director for Planning, Finance and General Affairs, Polytechnic Negeri Nunukan, Indonesia. The Honorable Professor Dr. Tan Ka Soon from Beibu Gulf University, China.
The Honorable Prof. Anthony James C. Bautista, PhD, PME, MBA from University of Santo Tomas, Philippines. The Honorable Dr. Zulkifli Ismail from University Technology Brunei, Brunei Darussalam. Our respected Director of Polytechnic Malaysia and Indonesia, esteemed judges, panels, distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to the International Innovation Festival, INNOFEST 2026.
I am Nick Melnickson, alongside my elegant partner,
Safia Madri.
We are absolutely thrilled to be your master of ceremony for this monumental event. Today, we gather in this festival for ideas to celebrate breakthrough innovation, sheer creativity, and the unstoppable spirit of collaboration. Let's embark on this journey of discovery together.
Before we dive deeper, on behalf of Polytechnic Sandakan Sabah, we wish to extend our profound gratitude to our main organizer, Polytechnic Negeri Nunukan, Indonesia, and our esteemed co-organizer, Kelab Sukan Kebajikan dan Rekreasi, PSS, and Polytechnic and Community Colleges Education Department Malaysia for the invaluable support and ensuring the success of this event. We would also like to express our appreciations to our generous sponsor, whose dedication in fostering innovations and driving positive change is truly commendable. Special thanks to NS Agro Resources and Alpha Wealth Legacies Member Heart. Now, let's proceed to the singing of national anthems Negaraku and Indonesia Raya. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to begin today's ceremony, I would like to call upon Al-Fadil Ustaz Muhammad Arash bin Abdul Ghani to recite the dua. Falyatafaddal mashkura.
الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم يا منزل الرحمة ويا فاتح البركة، with thankful and humble hearts, we praise only to you, Ya Allah. By your mercy and blessing, we are able to gather here today for INNOFEST 2026. We ask you to bless this event and everyone present. Grant us goodness, knowledge, and success from this gathering, and protect us from all harm. Allahumma ya arhamar rahimin, guide our thoughts and give us wisdom to make good decisions that benefit others. Bless our effort and help us to our best with sincerity. Ya Allah ya mudabbir al-amr, grant us good health, strong faith, calm hearts, and clear mind. Help us carry out our duties with honesty and dedication. May what we learn and achieve today bring benefit to us and others, both in this life and hereafter. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان، ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. ربنا عليك توكلنا وإليك أنبنا وإليك المصير. ربي يسر ولا تعسر، ربي تمد بالخير. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل، ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على خير خلقه سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم، والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Thank you, Ustaz Muhammad Arash, for the dua. May our ceremony be blessed by our Almighty God.
Ladies and gentlemen, the International Innovation Festival 2026, globally recognized as INNOFEST 2026, is a groundbreaking virtual event taking place from July 1st to 2nd, 2026, proudly hosted by Polytechnic Sanakan Sabah. The core objective of INNOFEST 2026 is to serve as an elite launchpad for innovators and researchers hailing from all corners of the globe. It offers a spectacular stage to showcase the remarkable result of their innovative projects, while providing these brilliant minds the unique opportunity to publish their research papers, amplifying their real-world impact. Under the official theme Inventing Tomorrow's Sustainable Solution Through Ingenuity, INNOFEST 2026 features 4 distinct categories and has attracted a total of more than 40 participants from Malaysia and Indonesia.
Ladies and gentlemen, now let's invite the Director of Polytechnic Sandakan Sabah, Mr. Muhammad Sahran Alias Awang bin Mohidin, to say his welcome address. The virtual stage is yours, sir.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. The Honorable Dr. Shahiza binti Ahmad Zainuddin, Director of Research and Innovation Center, Department of Polytechnic and Community College Education, JPPKK, as guest of honor for the closing ceremony of International Innovation Festival, INNOFEST 2026. Mr. Arkas Bidi, SE, MM, PhD, Director Polytechnic Negeri Nunukan, Indonesia. Our distinguished keynote speakers, Professor Dr. Tan Kar-soon from Beibu Gulf University, China. Professor Anthony James C. Bautista, PhD, PME, PMBA from the University of Santo Tomas, Philippines. Dr. Zulkifli Ismail from University Technology Brunei, Brunei Darussalam. Honorable judges, industry representative, heads of departments, lecturers, participants, students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to welcome all of you to the closing ceremony of the International Innovation Festival, INNOFEST 2026. On behalf of Polytechnic Sanakan Sabah, I would like to express my sincere appreciation and gratitude to all participants, collaborators, industry partners, invited speakers, judges, and members of the organizing committee for your invaluable contributions towards the success of this international event. Held from 1st to 2nd July 2026, INNOFEST has successfully brought together more than 100 participants from Malaysia and Indonesia, representing polytechnics, higher education institutions, researchers, educators, students, and industry practitioners. Your participation has enriched this festival and strengthened the spirit of regional collaboration, innovation, and knowledge exchange. This year's festival theme, Inventing Tomorrow, Sustainable Solution Through Ingenuity, reflects our collective commitment to developing innovative and sustainable solutions that address current and future challenges. In an era shaped by rapid technological advancement, digital transformation, and sustainability goals, innovation has become a key driver of progress and competitiveness. Ladies and gentlemen, over the past 2 days, we have witnessed an impressive display of creativity, ingenuity, and dedication through the innovative projects presented across various disciplines. The quality of ideas and solutions showcased during this festival demonstrates the remarkable potential of our students, educators, researchers, and innovators in contributing to societal and industrial development. Innovation is not merely about generating new ideas. It is about transforming those ideas into meaningful solutions that create value for communities, industries, and nations. Through platforms such as INNOFEST, participants are encouraged to develop critical thinking skills, entrepreneurial mindsets, and collaborative networks that will prepare them to meet future challenges, I am particularly pleased to witness the continued partnership between Polytechnic Sanakan Sabah and Polytechnic Negeri Nunukan Indonesia. This collaboration serves as a valuable platform for strengthening academic relationship, fostering mutual understanding, and creating opportunities for future joint initiative in education, research, and innovation. I would also like to express my deepest appreciation to our distinguished keynote speakers, experts, judges, sponsors, and supporting agencies for sharing their expertise and contributing to the success and credibility of this festival. To all participants, I would like to congratulate you on your dedication and commitment. Whether you receive an award today or not, your participation represents a significant achievement and demonstrates your willingness to contribute towards a culture of innovation and excellence. As we conclude INNOFEST 2026, let us continue to cultivate innovative thinking, strengthen strategic partnership, and pursue sustainable solutions that will benefit future generations. May the ideas generated and the connection established during this festival inspire even greater achievement in the years ahead. Once again, thank you to everyone who has contributed for making this International Innovation Festival 2026 a success. I wish you all continued success in your future endeavors. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you to Mr. Muhammad Sahran for the warm welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, next let's invite Dr. Rafika SCMM, the Deputy Director for Planning, Finance and General Affairs of Polytechnic Negeri Nunukan, Indonesia, to say his welcome address. Please welcome, Doctor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Warm greetings and peace be upon us all. The honored guests, honored participants, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to begin by extending my highest respect and warmest welcome to our honored guest, the Honorable Dr. Sahiza binti Ahmad Jainuddin, Director of the Research and Innovation Center, Department of Polytechnic and Communication College Education, Malaysia, the Honorable Mr. Muhammad Sahran Awang bin Mohidin, Director of Polytechnic Sandakan Sabah, Malaysia, the Honorable Professor Dr. Tan Kar-soon from Beibou Gulf University, China, the Honorable Professor Anthony James C. Bautista, PhD, PMA, MBA from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, University of Santo Tomas, Philippines, the Honorable Dr. Zulkifli Ismail from University Technology Brunei, Brunei Darussalam. And to all participants, researchers, innovators, educators, judges, and the entire organizing committee, a very warm welcome to every one of you. It is with immense pride and joy that I stand before you today to formally open the International Innovation Festival INNOFEST 26, theme Innovating Tomorrow, Sustainable Solution Through Ingenuity. This theme captures precisely what the world needs from us in this era, bold ideas, purposeful research, and the courage to transform knowledge into a real lasting solution. Innovation research and entrepreneurship are no longer privilege reserved for a few elite institutions or developed nations. They are shared responsibility of every academic community, every student, every educator, and every institution that aspires to contribute meaningfully to society. When we invest in innovation, we invest in the future of our people. When we commit to research, we build the knowledge that the next generation will stand upon. And when we embrace entrepreneurship, we create pathway from ideas to impact, from laboratories to community. On behalf of Politeknik Negeri Nunukan, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to all who have made INNOFEST 26 a reality. To Politeknik Sandakan Sabah, our gracious host and partner, thank you for your extraordinary dedication, professionalism, and warmth in organizing this international event. To all collaborating institution, co-organizer, and participating universities and polytechnic from across the region, your involvement enrich this festival and reflects a shared spirit of academic collaboration. To our honored judges and reviewers, your expertise and time are invaluable. And to our sponsor, partners, and supporters, without your belief in this initiative, none of this would to be possible. To every participant and team who has prepared a project, a prototype, or a research paper for this competition, I say congratulations for you. Your presence here is a testament to your dedication and your drive to make a difference. Whether you return home with a medal, a certificate, or simply new friendship and fresh inspiration, now that you have already achieved something meaningful by daring to innovate and by choosing to share your work with the world. As an institution located on the border between Indonesia and Malaysia, Politeknik Negeri Nunukan places a high value on international collaboration. Platforms like INNOFEST are not merely competition. There are bridges between nations, between discipline, between generation of thinkers and doers. I sincerely hope that the connection for here today will grow into long-term academic partnership, joint research, and therefore and friendship that transcends border. With that, I wish all participants the very best in INNOFEST 26. May your innovation be recognized, your idea be celebrated, and your journey here inspire you continue reaching for greater heights. May this festival serve as a catalyst for a better, more sustainable, and more innovative future for our communities, our nation, and our world. Thank you. Terima kasih. Tesyekure derim. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you to Dr. Rafika for the welcoming address.
Now, it is our distinct honor to welcome Dr. Shahiza binti Ahmad Zainuddin, Director of Research and Innovation Center, Department of Polytechnic and Community Colleges, Education JPPKK, to her insight and officially officiate the closing ceremony of the International Innovation Festival 2026. Please welcome Dr.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. And a very good morning. Yang berusaha Mr. Muhammad Syahran alias Awang bin Muhyiddin, Director of Polytechnic Sandakan Sabah. Yang berusaha Mr. Arkas BD, Director of Polytechnic Negeri Nunukan, Indonesia. Our distinguished keynote speakers, Professor Dr. Tan Ka-soon from Webu Gulf University, China, Professor Anthony James C. Bautista from University of St. Thomas, Philippines, Dr. Zulkifli Ismail from University Technology Brunei, UTB, Brunei Darussalam. Our respected experts and panel members, heads of departments, invited guests, industry partners, lecturers, participants, students, ladies and gentlemen. It is an absolute honor and pleasure to stand before you the closing ceremony of the International Innovation Festival INNOFEST 2026. First and foremost, I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to Polytechnic Sandakan Sabah and its strategic partner, Polytechnic Negeri Nunukan, Indonesia, in their remarkable synergy and successfully organizing this prestigious international event. My sincere congratulations also go to the organizing committee, judges, experts, sponsors, and every individuals who works tirelessly behind the scenes to make this festival a resounding success. Ladies and gentlemen, now in its second edition, INNOFEST 2026 has beautifully fulfilled its mission, serving as a vibrant convergence point for innovators, researchers, educators, students, and industry leaders across various fields and institutions. Over this course of 1st and 2nd July, this festival has vibrantly embraced the inspiring theme, Inventing Tomorrow Sustainable Solutions Through Ingenuity. This theme is not just a catchy slogan, it represents our shared global responsibilities. It calls upon us to engineer creative, viable, and sustainable solutions to the real-world challenges facing our societies, industries, and fragile environment. In today's hyper-connected world driven by rapid technological shifts, digital transformation, and pressing sustainable demands, innovation is no longer an optional luxury. It is an absolute necessity. I am pleased to note that the breakthroughs presented at INNOFEST 2026 span 4 vital forward-thinking categories. First, agrotechnology, aquaculture, fisheries, green technology, and food technology. Second, teaching and learning. Third, engineering, civil, electrical, mechanical, and ICT. Fourth, non-engineering, social science, commerce, and hospitality. With more than 50 enthusiastic participants stepping up to showcase their work, this vibrant turnout clearly demonstrates the growing passion for research and innovation excellence within our polytechnic, community college, and broader higher education ecosystems. Distinguished guests, innovation competitions such as INNOFEST provide more than just a platform to showcase ideas. They nurture creativity, critical thinking, problem-solving skills, entrepreneurship, and collaborative networking across borders. More importantly, they encourage participants to transform knowledge into impactful solutions that can benefit communities, industries, and nations. The collaboration between Malaysia and Indonesia through this festival exemplifies the spirit of regional cooperation and knowledge sharing. Such partnerships strengthen academic ties, foster mutual learning, and create opportunities for future collaborative research and innovation initiatives. To all participants, whether you receive an award today or not, I encourage you to view this experience as a valuable milestone in your innovation journey. Every prototype, every project, and every idea presented here has contributed towards building a culture of innovation and excellence. The true success of innovation lies not only in winning competitions, but in creating meaningful impact and sustainable value for society. I would also like to express my sincere appreciations to the panel of judges and experts who have dedicated their time and expertise in evaluating the projects professionally and fairly. Your contributions ensure the quality, credibility, and integrity of this international competition. As we conclude this festival, let us continue to cultivate innovative thinking, strengthen strategic collaboration, and pursue solutions that contribute to a sustainable development and national prosperity. I am confident that the innovations showcased during INNOFEST 2026 will inspire future breakthroughs and encourage more students, researchers, and educators to become agents of positive change. On behalf of the Department of Polytechnic and Community College Education, I offer my warmest congratulations to all our winners and participants. May your success today fuel even greater achievements tomorrow. With that, it is an honor and privilege to officially declare the International Innovation Festival INNOFEST 2026 closed. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Doctor, for that powerful address. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get to the edge of your seat moments, let us capture this historic gathering. Please switch on your cameras for our virtual photography session. Give us your best smile. Are you ready? One, two, three. Hold it right there. One more time. One, two, three. And a final backup shot. Ready? Hold it right there. One, two, 3. Fantastic. Thank you so much for your wonderful cooperation.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we have been waiting for has arrived. It is time to unveil the winners in each category. There will be 3 winners in each category. The first place winner will be awarded a cash prize of 300 ringgit Malaysia, along with a certificate of achievement and a plaque. The runner-up will receive a cash prize of 200 ringgit Malaysia, a certificate of achievement and a plaque, while the third place winner will take a home cash prize of 100 ringgit Malaysia, along with a certificate of achievement and a plaque.
We have had an incredible turnout this year, with so many talented individuals vying for the top prize. After a lot of deliberations, the judges have finally reached a decision. For your information, today's winners went through the final pitching stage yesterday. Out of 5 finalists competing, they are the best 3. So, without further ado, it is our pleasure to announce the winner for all categories. Category 1, Agrotechnology, Aquaculture, Fisheries, Green Technology, Food Technology.
In the third place, with a project title, Light I Trade, we have Polytechnic Sandakan Sabah. Congratulations! In the second place, we have a project title, Aqua Green Kit. Let's hear it for Polytechnic Sandakan Sabah. Congratulations! And the grand first place winner, with a phenomenal project title, a precast U-shaped drainage concrete incorporating bacillus subtilis and method of fabrication thereof. Give it up for Polytechnic Kota Baru. Category 2, Teaching and Learning.
Taking home the third place prize for this project, Microscopy Skills as a Catalyst for STEAM Interest among Secondary School Students, University Malaysia Sabah. Next up, securing a fantastic second place, finished with Brick Smart Kids College. Let's hear a massive round of applause for College Community Kota Marudu. And finally, our ultimate grand prize winner, capturing first place with the incredible project. Project BOSS, Booth Operated Speaking Simulator, enhancing interview skills and employability for TVET diploma students. Please give it up for Polytechnic Sandakan Sabah. Category 3, Engineering, Civil, Electrical, Mechanical, ICT.
In third place, with a project title, Hyperbolic Cavity Pattern with Metal Pipe in the Presence of Noise Environment using BEMD. Congratulations, we have University Malaysia Perlis. Congratulations. Claiming second place honor with the outstanding project, Farm Edge and Lime in Sustainable Pit Soil Improvement. Congratulations to Polytechnic Kuching Sarawak. And now the moment we have been waiting for, the first place champion recognized for the exceptional project. Design and development of a smart e-cert management system for automated and centralized certificate management. A huge congratulations to College Community Papar.
Ladies and gentlemen, the excitement doesn't stop there. It is now time to reveal the recipient of the prestigious Best Innovation Award. The winner will be presented with a cash prize of 500 ringgit Malaysia, along with a certificate of achievement and a plaque as a token of recognition. Best Innovation Award belongs to a precast U-shaped drainage concrete incorporating bacillus subtilis and method of fabrication thereof. Congratulations to Polytechnic Kota Baru.
Congratulations to the Best Innovation Award. What an outstanding achievement. Flashing on your screen right now, we have also displaying the full official list of our gold, silver, and bronze medalists for INNOFEST 2026.
Let's give a moment for the technical team.
Congratulations once again to all the champions and medalists of the International Innovation Festival 2026. May these triumphs serve as a powerful catalyst, driving you to continuously create an innovation that positively disrupt and impact our communities, nation, and the world.
As your proud host of INNOFEST 2026, we at Polytechnic Sandakan Sabah extend our deepest, most profound gratitude to our main organizer, Polytechnic Negeri Nunukan, all our brilliant co-organizers, sponsors, judges, and every single participant for making this year's festival an unforgettable success. Keep challenging limits and unlocking possibilities. Until we meet again next year, thank you, stay safe, and have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you.